has entered the building. You are listening to the Sportcat Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You're the one, the only Sportcat. I am here with you to give you your daily Gazette and whatever bullshit's going on in the world. Hello to everybody in Radio Australia, Radio X, and Dare Talk Radio. It's actually good morning to you. I encourage you because, well, I need some help over here. Come over to YouTube and find me under the Sportcat shows and hit that little follow button, that little thumbs up button. You'll help me and you'll join the group. And we've always got a great chat. Hello, Denise. We have Denise here. Chris is in here and here. There. Hey, Chris. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I got a special surprise for you. We're not going to see her, but we will hear Brenda's big mouth. So Brenda is on the screen. Oh, damn it. We had this worked out. How did we do this?
There you go.
I don't know what the hell I did. So Brenda is going to be with us today. Give her commentary.
Stop pushing buttons.
How to run a show. Let's see. Who else is in here? Well, of course, Brenda and Chris. Yes, let me do some splaining. So if you're a regular of the show, you know that I had to go talk to my doctor because, well, you know, I'm getting old. And, well, they didn't want to give me all my pills unless I went and see a doctor. I always said it was a good thing to not go see a doctor, but apparently that's not true. So I went to the doctor, and while I was there, they were like, do you want your flu shot? Well, hell yeah, I want the flu shot. That other one, the C one, I was like, hell no. Even though our president just took it. I don't understand. So, but at any rate, so I figured he just did it on paper. So I took the flu shot, and then the tiny terrorist brought the flu to the house, and before the flu shot set up, I got the flu. So, yeah, and that's why it lasted. Last night I was on here doing Harley's show, and I was like, God, I don't know if I can do this. I still feel bad. My voice, I don't know if you can tell it, is still ugh. So even with all the sound effects, I can't make it sound better. But yeah, so
I got to start going to the doctor with you.
Why?
Because I will put my arm across you and look at them and say, no.
Yeah, well, you might find something else. You put your arm around me.
Yeah.
Something going else on there. Oh, something. Thank you, Brenda. Sorry, Denise. Thank you. I like I said, I think it's just because the doc's like, well, the shot hadn't set up yet. I'm like, well, gee, could you give me the shot next week? So yeah, so I turned that off now I can't hear myself. So if I say something stupid, I can't hear it. But yeah, so yeah, that explains my long absence and my still feeling like crap. So there you go, in case anybody actually cared. So I did miss you guys and gals all. I missed all of you except you, Brenda. Didn't miss you.
Oh well, shit. Can't have it all.
You know, the funny part, my two co-hosts, Brenda and Harley, neither of them checked on me while I was sick.
I did too.
I was like, here I am near death. You know, nobody cares.
Why are you lying?
So,
Why are you lying?
Nobody cares. So.
I talked to you almost the whole time you were sick and laughed at you because you were playing around the diseased little terrorist.
It's hard to get away from him. He's like a damn spider monkey. And he thinks I'm his, what do you call it? The thing they climb on, monkey bars. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So.
Chris,
well, thank you, Chris.
Chris says
I sound sexy, like a white Isaac Hayes. Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
He's been called worse.
Trust me, I've been called a lot worse. So, at some point in time during our show today, we will do a live check-in on where my other co-host is, because she's on a flight to Boston. I don't know why she's going to. Well, actually, I know why. So we'll check and make sure that she's still in the air and everything's good with her. We got Brenda here. Let's just get on with it. What do you say, Brenda? Let's do this.
Yeah, let's move along. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, as you can tell on the East Coast, it's 1:06. Where Brenda lives, it's 12:06. Good afternoon to you. And good morning in Denver, Los Angeles. Well, fuck off. And 9:06 a.m. Yeah, I'm not. Oh man, I've already dropped the F-bomb. And how many minutes in this show? What 6 minutes in? And I've already cut. Yes,
I thought
yes,
I was going to do it first.
Breaking news just coming to us now. You're a bitch.
Yeah,
Have a nice day.
There it is. So I did it. So hey, I could have been otherwise. Could have been.
Have gas.
Oh. Satan, is that you?
Good morning to you in Honolulu. It is 7:06. Greenland, it is 3:06 in the a.m. But in Perth, where we are live, it is 1:07 a.m. And I understand y'all missed me. Not really sure. So 4:07 in Sydney. Adelaide is 3:37. Nobody has messaged me or added me on X telling me why there's 30-minute differences in some of these. I don't understand. Lord Howe, it's 4:07. Hey, what is it? 4:07 a.m. And as a reminder, down here on the bottom right, I have my little screen that tells the current East Coast time where I am. And then this is the universal time, which corresponds with Greenland, I'm told. So, Brenda, you got quiet. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm not used to you being quiet.
Man, shut up and get naked.
There we go.
I know, right? I am. How do you know? Aha!
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I just got out of bed. You know I'm not wearing any pants. I don't do that anyways.
Whoa. Well, we're going to discuss. There's a part of today's date you may enjoy. So,
All right.
Brenda, gosh, I ain't feeling bad. Denise says we're having a nor'easter, so happy Monday. Is it a little late in the year for a nor'easter, or is it a little early? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but Mondays are always bad. I think we should start a week on Tuesday instead of Mondays.
I'm debating whether to just start the week. All right, so today, October 13th, we're looking at a moon phase that is last quarter. So that means the last 3 weeks of the new moon. The new moon is 3/4 of the way through, so it's old already. So it's no longer a new moon. So it's
and the rest of it'll be noon. Well, it'll be new. Why, that's old. What?
That's true. It's confusing, isn't it? So there you go. It's a half moon, but the new moon is over. And if I can get my screen to cooperate, we will see where is the sun and moon right now. Well, moon is out deep over the eastern Pacific, or that be western Pacific for us, and then the sun is shining down off of South America. So see, there you go, Brenda. Now you know where it is. Yeah. I made it flat for you, so you're happy. So
yes.
We'll fix that later. I'll make it round for the rest of the audience. So
I like marbles.
I brought this up because I just like to play with this. Should I say this? So anybody that's listening on Radio X, Dare Talk Radio, almost said another station we're no longer affiliated with. We have the sky, which you can go to the live sky and you can pull up what it looks like from outer space. Get a good picture there. And we see all these comets. Look at this. They're all headed towards, the sun. So I'm going to block the sun.
Get in there. Blow it up.
But you see, here's, I'm still perplexed because the 31 Atlas is supposedly behind the sun, but yet they don't show it. I still say it's alien. It's coming after us. So
yeah, it's sitting out there.
It's coming. Well, it's still coming in on that weird angle. It's going behind the sun, and conveniently, we have a government shutdown here, so we can't see what's going on. Is that a coincidence, Brenda? I think they're hiding it from us.
Well, they're still trying to learn how to lock their doors before they reach us. They don't want anybody jumping in that doesn't belong.
That's a little late for that.
Yeah.
So maybe on the 19th, we will get some info from data from NASA, because apparently the rumor on Capitol Hill is they're going to keep the government closed past the 18th because, wait for it, the people that they created that don't exist, there's Antifa people, are going to be having a No Kings protest.
Another one?
In Washington, D.C. It's supposed to be like billions of people. Half the world in 31I Atlas is coming to it. So it's all coming to D.C. And the Democrats don't want to be there, so they they're going to shut down the government till then.
Well, Well, that's because they think that the military is not getting paid, so they think they won't be there.
The military is getting paid. They should. God, the Washington Post even knows that, and that's one of their rags.
Yeah.
I hate this.
They don't realize that their budget was put in a long time ago.
Well, no. The military is getting paid because he is taking and diverting funds from the tariffs
Of course.
into the military. Now, if you're talking about TSA, they are only partially getting paid, but like Homeland and ICE, those people, which is also, don't forget about Coast Guard, they're still getting paid because their budget goes through July of next year and it's been funded. So
yes.
I don't understand what's so hard to understand. The things that are closed right now.
We may not be getting paid. But
we may not be getting paid.
If it's going to the military and they're defending us, well, then that's okay.
Oh, well, I don't know. Unless the city shuts down their pension program, I should get paid, but that could happen at any moment.
Yeah.
Because it's Democrat run too. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get a little space weather here because a lot of the other channels that I follow are talking about the solar winds and earthquakes, and that over the next 24 hours, it's supposed to be getting worse. So I've got a bunch of bars and graphs and shit I don't really understand here, but it tells us that the solar winds are apparently disturbed by the comets, and the winds are coming, and we're all going to be irradiated.
Hey, quick, everybody, go run and have sex.
Denise,
it'll help.
I gotta find somebody for that. If you know anybody at Sportcat. Denise says, does the shutdown delay our social security checks? Just asking. I don't think until like they get past the 1 month mark, and then I think after that it might, but I'm not 100% sure. So if the city can find a reason not to pay me, I won't get paid. So
yeah, if they can find a reason to not pay, they won't pay. That's the way that works.
I think Social Security I think they're good for at least 90 days or so. I saw somewhere they're good for a while, but they'll get this thing back up. See, here's what I don't understand. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, if you're one of them or one of us or one of the other, if you want to pass a budget and not look stupid, pass the clean bill, get it through, fund everything that needs to be funded, and then get in there and add your little, I want money to figure out how pigs breed hyenas or whatever the shit it is they waste our money on. So
yeah.
Right now, just get the clean bill through. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. Even a guy like me with a GED has figured that out. So
let's grow an ear on a rat's ass. That works.
Well, actually, that's good science, but that's another story. So right now, the Earth's atmosphere and geomagnetic environment is apparently more over Europe right now. So we're safe. It's Europe that's getting it. In Australia, you're down under. You should be safe too. So, hey, we have KG in there. Welcome, KG.
Hi, KG.
We're glad you're here. What happened there? So, yes. Okay, it's on. How did I put it auto? I don't know. And we see if you're flying this, your effective dose of radiation today is being shown there on the screen. So over the U.S., it looks like you can get a pretty good dose later today. So because of the solar winds. So
you better warn Harley.
She's too late. She's probably in the air.
Oh God!
As your rat says, she should have the gift of hearing.
When she gets back, she's going to be glowing.
Yeah, well, maybe for other reasons. But yeah, that's true. So we'll look at the U.S. space weather prediction, and we see, this is bad. Whatever this is bad. So, Denise, Brenda is the woman behind the curtain. Yes, she is. So.
I am.
Let's see. So, all this is bad. We're going to get some solar proton flux that's going to be up in the yellow level today. So, everybody be concerned.
So, Andy said he can't listen today because he's laying down and he doesn't have YouTube on his phone.
That's no excuse. He can still go over and hit the thumbs up button. So, all right. So, I brought these up and I thought, we'll get some good information out of these. I have no clue what all these charts and graphs mean. I can tell you that what the aurora is, we're not going to see it in the lower 48, and you definitely won't see it down in Australia. And I can tell you that, well, this is probably pretty bad. All the purple radiation over the Americas, that's probably pretty bad. I can tell you that.
Maybe.
All these other shows are so here's the thing. Apparently, to get fucking views and likes, you have to say Charlie Kirk conspiracy and talk about solar winds. Otherwise, you don't get any views. Jesus Christ.
Oh. I am Charlie Kirk.
How long has he been passed away? It's been forever.
What,
now.
a month?
Yeah, and there's still like breaking news. Okay.
Well, that's because there's a lot of crap behind it. So, and then they're throwing more out there.
We talked about that here in the show. If you watch the video, anybody with half a brain can figure out that it was the microphone. And who does that? Starts a Mossad. And they're the ones that, make things like pagers and cell phones go boom.
Well, he had a microphone in his hand, but he did have an earpiece in his right ear.
He just set that microphone
the wire went through his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So he did have that. And they're saying that it went in through his right ear and out his neck. But I don't see any blood over there. So it had to have been behind it.
No, it was an implosion, and a piece went up, and they weren't planning on that piece going up into the soft, fleshy area. And that's what caused the hemorrhagic, the bleeding. But what got him was the explosion.
I was amazed that none of it got on his white shirt.
It's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
Chris says that is a weak ass excuse from Andy. I expect better from someone of his time, especially one that is always sending test messages from the National Weather Service. So.
Yeah, well, he had a breakdown on his bottom, so he's only allowed to sit up for 2 hours, and he has to lay down.
Guess it's better than a breakdown on your top. So.
Yeah, that's your head.
All right, then. So you have to be long-time listeners to get some of these inside jokes. So you need to be over here more often.
Yeah.
I thought I'd hit X or Twitter, whatever the hell it is, and see if there's anything live breaking before we get into the other stuff. Well, we know our fearless leaders over there kissing the ring right now. So apparently, according to this, the Putin Pulse, he has praised the Turkish President Erdogan, I don't know, calling him a tough cookie, one of the most powerful leaders in the world.
We have peace in the Middle East for at least 10 minutes.
We don't have peace.
Hey,
Israel was bombing the shit out of Iran last night. That's a lot of peace. Pakistan and India were going into it. That's a lot of peace too. So
I don't know how they got away with it because he was over there. Actually, Egypt, I believe, went over there.
We'll see. I think he had invited the Iranian leader to come to the peace summit, and apparently he's like, F off. And Israel's like, hey, we still got some bombs left over. We got to blow some shit up. So off they went. But there's
this
peace.
Is what you get for not coming.
There's no peace over there. Fake news. Fake news. I got a button for that. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there is no peace over there. And then we got the other shows that are thumping the Bible. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're saying, oh, be careful. He's calling for peace. He's calling for peace.
Oh,
there's not peace over there. So
you are fake news.
That is exactly right. So
you are fake news.
See here, right here, northern flank of Savaisk, wherever the hell that is. Russia is advancing into the village of Dron that village. So, and here we go. And this is one you probably shouldn't mess with. Egypt, a large explosion at a military base during a peace summit in Egypt. Imagine that. Hey, speaking of that, I wonder if that's a place where they make things that go boom.
Could be.
I mean, because a place in Russia, the same time that there was one in East Tennessee went boom at the same time. It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It says, I couldn't find a written story to send you, but the past weekend, the Bishop of the Catholic Church in Knoxville, Tennessee, is banning traditional Latin Mass as of the end of this year.
Ooh.
Is it because there's nobody in East Tennessee that can speak Latin? Hell, I'm from there and I can barely speak English, by God.
Tennessee has its own language.
Yeah.
I know my dad's from there.
You need to translate that into redneck.
Into y'all.
Okay, yeah. Y'all come back now, you hear? So, well, there's some breaking news. I can't read it, but apparently it's pretty bad. It's the Indian Army apparently has foiled a major infiltration attempt by Pakistan. See, no peace. See, like that guy, he's pointing up there. There's no peace. See right there. So, yeah, they're all going to be fighting over there for a while. It's a major terror infiltration bid from Pakistan has been foiled. Indian Army troops witnessed some suspicious movement along the line and fired. Well, that's it. Shoot first, ask questions later.
That's the way to do it. That's what I do.
Oh, there we go. They're being praised in Kabul and they're shooting off fireworks because there's peace.
Oh, that was their boom. Fireworks.
Yeah, it's there we go. Weather on the fly says severe storms are ahead. We'll discuss that in a minute. And, well, not really sure who that is, but apparently they're not happy.
Dressed well.
Well, I kind of wish I had one of those things for my head. There you go. Peace 2025. Peace in the middle. See, right there. Fake news. Fake news. Let's talk about Iran and Israel. I'm not really concerned about it. Just keep it all over there. Y'all can keep shelling the shit out of each other. Just don't bring it over here. Of course, the president is speaking, and I heard this breaking headline news before I went live that the previous administration is taking credit for this.
Oh well, that's because Joe thinks he's still in charge.
Yeah, well,
he's sitting in his nursing home room, looking out the window, saying, "Vice President."
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
Yeah. So Russian
even
oil.
One of the, you know those red play buttons that you get from Staples. They have one sitting on the windowsill for him, so you can push it.
Just push the button. What is it? The easy button. So.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Easy button.
Chris says it is a way to phase out traditionalists, making them illegitimate. Chris, you'll have to send me a message and explain that because I'm not sure if I understand that, if that's good or bad. It's probably bad, but
I haven't gone to a Catholic church in so many years. I couldn't tell you.
I was never at a Catholic. Let's see, what were we growing up? I was Lutheran, Methodist, Baptist. Hell, I was a couple things.
I did all of those after Catholic because I was raised in a Catholic church.
Well, we're going to talk more about the way I lean today. So, no get Corn Pop's ass. This peace deal was nothing for him to accomplish. I so agree with that statement. Let's see. Arthur Blank is donated $50 million to historically black college. Well, that's good for him. And Donald Trump, 79, is skewered for embarrassing geographic flub, but clearly he didn't understand. Well, they all make flubs. How can you be expected to know every country, every capital, every world leader? There's got to be a Cliff Notes for this.
Yeah.
Trump fumes as protests spoil his big moment. Whatever. So, there we go. There's peace right there. There's peace.
All right. Get it.
Here we go, Brenda. We were just talking about this before we went live. The peace may be over, but now we have the people from, we're not going to scroll up. We're not going to watch that. From the same country shooting each other. It's peace.
Yeah.
It's peace.
Yeah.
Why is all the breaking news in the Middle East? See?
I don't know.
Oh, well, here's good news. United States President Donald Trump says World War III is not going to happen.
Okay.
Egypt played a big part in this. Apparently, maybe Biden's over in Egypt right now. So. There's a coup in Madagascar. There you go. That's peace right there.
Get it, Madagascar.
Well, yeah. Let's see. 2 people have been stabbed at Switzer Learning Center in Torrance, California. If you're a long-term listener, you've heard me say multiple times, be careful of people with edged weapons back against the wall, head on a swivel. Because that's going to be the new thing. It should. It's not even a new thing now. A former student stabbed 2 staff members at his school in Torrance, California, Monday morning. So,
Guess they should have gave him an A.
there you go. There's. I'm just scrolling past all that to get to some good breaking news. He has no idea what the hell he just signed right there. I'm just gonna be honest with you. He has no idea what the hell he just signed.
You know, I gotta say, I love the man, but he loves to hear his voice, and he really loves to sign his name. He's got such a pretty signature.
Well, yeah, he's practiced it so much. So Chris says if they had gun-free zone signs in the Middle East, it would be a game changer. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. So, exactly. All right. So, there's a malfunction at an electric car after a car. I don't know what the hell that's about. So, but it's breaking news. It's a car fire.
Yeah,
So,
we had one on our highway too that just kind of blew up.
Yeah. Now I am glad the prisoners are back, in that the families got the remains of ones that were not with us any longer. So I'm glad about that.
You know what
I'm
I don't
not
understand?
making fun of it. I just think that
Did they hang on to those bodies?
yes, they do. They did.
Oh.
And I don't understand why. I mean, let the family have peace. You know,
leverage. I don't know.
I have no idea what it is, but I'm not a bad guy, so I guess I wouldn't understand. The signing ceremony of recently reached ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has been held in Egypt. Egypt is not a country you want to mess with. I don't know if you've ever been over there, but
I have never been there, but I've always wanted to go.
I only went on the meal ticket of the flights, med flights I was on, and we always had handlers, but I have great respect for them. And they're badass. I wouldn't mess with them or Mossad, either one. So Chris says many people have signatures, but nobody has ever seen a signature as big and beautiful as our president's.
Right, Chris. That is correct.
Agreed. So, hey, he's getting the feel there from some world leader. So, I don't know who she is. Oh, that's the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgi Meloni.
Okay.
He's good. You didn't let her go, did he? He's like, hey,
I'm only seeing out of one eye, so it's kind of small to me.
The Bengals, they still suck.
Yeah.
And there he is shaking some more world leaders' hands. Like I said, this is all just kiss the ring stuff. This is all this is to me. So. Let's see. Hamas has now started fighting Gazans that oppose their rule. Did we not just talk about this, Brenda?
What?
Yes. This is the deal. There isn't peace. Now, the government that they have in office is coming in and executing them if they're not for their team. I'm kind of opposed to any god that says you need to kill another person. I'm kind of opposed to that. Well, I don't know. Maybe Odin did it. Yeah. So I'm kind of opposed to it. So,
well, Odin actually killed Loki's children, which was a snake and all those big things. So it's okay.
All right. So don't want to offend anybody. It is not National Indigenous Day. It is Leif Erikson Day. This, according to our president, who made the proclamation and even signed it. So if you go back more than a millennia, Viking history, Leif Erikson forever changed the course when he embarked on a daring expedition into the unknown, becoming the first European to ever set foot in the New World. This is Leif Erikson Day.
Did he?
How do we know? Were we there?
I know. Nope, we were not there.
And this is the thing. One thing I will say about the Viking culture is they weren't good at written documents. So most of theirs was passed down from person to person. So they weren't good at real keeping history as far as what's going on.
I do like their funerals, though.
Oh, yeah. Put me on a ship and set me on fire. If I could do that or be shot into space, either one.
I had a friend that was a Viking, and that's what we did with him.
You can still do that?
Well, we put his ashes on it. Sunk the raft.
So wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I got to get this straight. You took his little urn and you put it on a remote control boat and sent it out into the water and then shot it to light it on fire.
We dumped his ashes on it and then sent the raft out there after we inflated it, and then we shot an arrow into it and deflated it, and it all sunk.
This was in California, right? So.
No, it was here in Texas. It was epic.
I don't know how that makes me feel.
Made us feel pretty happy. We all had a glass of wine, and it was good.
You took your buddy, you put him on a remote controlled vehicle, and you blew it up. Hey, good time.
That's the way he said he wanted to do it, so we did it.
What a way to ruin Leif Erikson Day. All right. So there you go. To honor Leif Erikson, he's the son of Iceland, the grandson of Norway, to celebrate Nordic American heritage by Congress, approved on September 2nd, blah, blah, blah. I, Donald J. Trump, and then, well, if we had it, his signature would be there, said today is Leif Erikson Day. But don't worry, he also said today was Columbus Day. He didn't say it was Indigenous People Day, because even I don't know what the hell that means. So here in Atlanta, it's Indigenous People Day. So this article comes to us from Zero Hedge, and Columbus Day celebrates Western civilization. So Columbus's journey carried thousands of years of wisdoms, philosophy, and culture across the Atlantic into the Americas, paving the way for the ultimate triumph of Western civilization less than 3 centuries later. And yes, that is why the holiday has so many enemies, because, well, white man came in and blew shit up. Like, hell, Brenda sends her friends that are already dead out to sea and blows them up. So that's what we're good at. We're good at
we put a picture of him on the raft. Does that count?
Jesus Christ. No, I don't really think it does, Brenda.
Damn.
Yeah, having you come in here and guest with me, I thought was going to be interesting. I didn't realize we'd get that. So, Italian Americans are especially proud of Columbus. He's the son of Italy, seafaring Republic of Iona in particular. But it isn't just an ethnic holiday. Everyone whose ancestors weren't already in this hemisphere when Columbus arrived owes the heroic explorer a debt of gratitude. It's a nice way of saying is we brought a bunch of people over here and killed people. So, yeah. And Columbus didn't introduce slavery to the Americas. The natives already had that evil institution. Shocker. And it was also common in Europe, so it wasn't Columbus. And they said that Columbus deserves no blame for the diseases that devastated native populations. Sooner or later, these people with no immunity to infections, which most of the human race had contended with for generations, would have suffered the same tragic fate from contact with the outside world.
How do people have no immunity when you're born with it? And if you're outside in the elements, it's stronger. That's why when we were kids, we used to eat mud, Glenn.
Yeah. I still do. This is Sportcat don't feed me, so I just go outside and grab a heaping scoop of mud. So.
Oh, you poor baby.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, so let's do our today in history. Well, 1000, Leif Erikson came over here in 1792. Construction began on the White House. The first cornerstone is laid for the White House in Washington, D.C. It was known as the President's House. It was the first public building to be erected in the country's capital. The building was designed by James Hoban, an Irish-born architect who modeled the residence after Leinster House in Dublin, today's home of the Irish Parliament. Most of the construction was performed by enslaved and free African Americans alongside European immigrants, most of whom lacked citizenship. 8 years after the laborers broke ground, John Adams became the first president to live in the White House, a tradition that continues to this day. 1925, Margaret Thatcher is born. I'm sure she's probably over there shaking hands with him right now. So here's Milton Hershey dies. Milton, we don't know when he died, but Denise says, I ate dirt probably. Government allows us like a spoonful a day or something. Milton Hershey does. We didn't know when he was born, but we're celebrating his death. He died today in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Have you ever been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, by the way, Brenda?
No.
It's a gorgeous place.
It might have been.
It. So, I haven't been I've been in a couple of years. We took the kids to Hershey Park. It was fun. It was like a winter Disneyland. The kids were like freezing. I'm like, get on the roller coaster. You'll enjoy it. So
Chris said that he's going to give kids mud for Halloween and have them take it up with me if there's a problem.
Hear what you do. You take a little freezer bag and put some in it and pat it out and put some chocolate chips over it and freeze it up again and put it in a bag and hand it out. It says Brenda's name on it.
That's right. I said happy Halloween.
He introduced the world to the Hershey Kiss after inventing a new chocolate formula that allowed it to be transported long distances without melting. That's not 100% true because Hershey had to go back and do the reformulary when we had our first war in the sandbox because Hershey wanted every soldier to have a candy bar. So they came out with one that would not melt in the desert conditions.
I wonder what was in that.
Mud.
Plastic.
I don't know. But I used to have one somewhere.
I won't eat a candy bar if it ain't gonna melt.
Yeah, well, but look what they did to Snickers with that little twirl on the top. It makes you wonder. So, people got upset when they changed that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, people were upset because they didn't have a swirl over it.
It's those little small things that people are just like, eh. I don't understand it.
I don't know. Let's go nude and ride down the street. 1972, Herbert Mullins murders his first victim. His first victim was 55-year-old Lawrence Whitey White. He beat White over the head with a baseball bat and later claimed that he looked like a biblical Jonah and had telepathically told him, kill me so that others will be saved.
Oh, God.
Believing that human sacrifices could averse a cataclysmic earthquake, Mullen went on and murdered 12 more people in the next 4 months. He was arrested in February 73 after a witness saw him kill his 13th victim. He was subsequently sent to life in prison. Lucky 13, that's how they caught him.
Yeah.
In 2010, the Chilean miners are rescued after 69 days. Remember that? They managed to survive in an underground emergency shelter. Rescuers sent them food and water, and nearly all the men were in good health and suffered no long-term physical effects from being trapped in the mine. I remember that was a big deal at the time because they had to get special rescue equipment and stuff. I probably followed it more than anyone because of the rescue facts. So.
Yeah. I know nothing of the thing.
We're just going to skip ahead here because I know I want to entertain Chris by saying wrong names, but I don't know what half of this means. So, in 54, Agrippine the Younger murders her husband, Roman Emperor Claudius, with poison to secure her succession for her son Nero. Women are evil. 1307, French King Philip IV. He's Grand Master Jacques du Monkey, or whatever the hell it is. The Knights of Templar arrested and charged with idolatry and corruption. Have you noticed most of the stories that things we've read out have had one little underlying current common theme? A god.
Yeah, they're killing everybody.
A god, yeah. So, yeah, go kill him. 1924, Mecca falls without a struggle to Saudi forces led by Abdulaziz. So, yeah, there you go. I have no idea. No idea who Abdulaziz is, but apparently that's his first name because Ibn Saud is the rest of his name. So. 1943, Italy switched sides and declares wars on its former Axis partner, Germany. Hey, we don't like you, so we're going to kick your ass.
Yeah. That's the way that works.
The U.S. First Army attacks Aachen, the first German city captured during World War II. So, all right. Today in film, 1973, Badlands, directed by Terrence Malick, I guess, starring Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. I don't think I've seen that. Have you seen that, Brenda?
No.
I don't think I've seen You're pretty old. I thought you'd seen that. 1966, Jimi Hendrix Experience rock trio debuts with American guitarist Jimi Hendrix, British bassist Noel Redding, and British drummer Mitch Mitchell in Normandy, France.
I know Jimi Hendrix.
Well, he came out and he did the opening act, basically warming up. Will be what we call an opening act now. He came out and did his warm up, and the rest of the band later went to him and was like, "How do we follow that?" He was definitely a great guitarist. So I wouldn't argue the best, but he's definitely one of the greats. 2016 American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan is named the recipient of the Nobel Prize in Literature. So a singer-songwriter got a Nobel Prize in Literature. All right. 1903, first baseball World Series, the Boston Americans beat the Philip. Oh, I need more cold man. The Pittsburgh Pirates 3-0 in Game 8 at Huntington Avenue for a 5-3 victory. I don't even know. We were talking about this last night at the dinner table. I don't even know who's in the playoffs now. I have no idea. I really.
We have to ask Andy.
Yeah, Andy would know, or maybe Chris, or KG might know. If the Cubs are still in, either the KG or Chris would probably know. But it's that sport used to be really great to me here in Atlanta. It was easy and accessible to get to. They moved to the other side of town and they stopped carrying them on local channels, and I kind of lost interest after that. So, plus, they started to suck. So, 2019, Simone Biles becomes the most decorated gymnast in history. She wins her 25th medal at the World Championship in Stuttgart, Germany. And Chris says, my Cubs got knocked out Saturday. I'm sorry, Chris. And Denise tells us that Diane Keaton passed away. That was a surprise. Yeah, she wasn't very old. I mean, she was like Brenda's age. Yeah.
When she passed away?
It was Friday or Saturday. It was recent. So,
well, crap.
Did you know the first electron micrograph of an Ebola viral particle is obtained by Dr. F.A. Murphy working at the CDC? And if he worked there today, they'd fire him. So,
right?
Yeah. So we talked about Margaret Thatcher's birthday. Hey, it's AOC. She's 36. Oh my God, she's now legal.
Oh, she was way older than me.
I was thinking Cortez is now old enough to run for president. Yeah, only 79. Did she? I swore that she had a part in one of the Batman movies, but everybody tells me I'm wrong. So
who? Diane Keaton?
Yeah, Diane Keaton. Yeah.
I know. What was his name? Was it Michael Keaton?
He was one of the Batman, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Were they related? Probably need to look.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Probably not. They didn't look alike.
Oh, wait, hold on. And my Bears will get trounced by the Commanders tonight. Correct. The Redskins. Correct. That is correct. On National Indigenous People Day, they are the Washington Redskins. There we go. Today is Paul Simon. He's a singer, and everybody probably knows who the heck he is. He's 84. Jerry Rice. Man, he was one of the greats in football. He was 63. Kerrigan is limping to her 56th birthday. Nancy Kerrigan. And Sacha Cohen is 54. And Jimin, whoever the hell Jimin is, he's 30 today. So happy birthday to him. First fun fact for today. The first military use of trained dolphins by the U.S. Navy in the Persian Gulf was in October 1987 on this day, October 13th. We trained see, when I was a flight medic and we'd go to bars and stuff and we'd be particularly annoyed by people, me and one of the other co-pilots wouldn't tell him where we were or what he did. I would say I'm a dolphin trainer. And now look, little did I know in Persian Gulf there was really dolphin trainers. How do there no flippers get in to pull the trigger?
I don't know. I wanted to take up dolphin training when I was younger.
I actually said it in Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, at a bar to this girl that wouldn't leave me alone. And she wanted to know more. And I was like, oh, fuck, I got to know something about it now. So I'm just making shit up.
So Andy doesn't know who's in the playoffs because he hasn't been watching. What?
Well, we know that the Orioles suck. I mean, that's not a fun fact of the day. So they've been out for a while. I think they were out the second day after opening season. Famous weddings: NFL halfback Red Grange weds flight attendant Margaret Hazelberg. I don't think I care. 1956, Roger Maris, he married his high school sweetheart. 1978, James Earl Ray, assassins of Martin Luther King's Wednesday Anna. What the hell? It's supposed to be a wedding.
What?
How did that? What? I'm not even.
James Earl Ray.
James R. Ray. That's the guy that from Star Wars. How did he assassinated Martin Luther? Hold on, we got to deep dive this because I don't know what. I got to figure this one.
It says famous weddings and famous divorces, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh well, I guess James Earl Ray. His profession was he was the assassinator of MLK Jr. So, all right, well here it is. See, this is why apparently I can't pass American history to be an American because I had no idea who that was. I thought that was the guy with the deep voice that did the AT&T commercials, but apparently not. So, who knew? All right, so there you go. To weapon.
I said, can you hear me now?
Why is that under famous weddings, though? I mean, shouldn't it be like somewhere else?
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna. That upset me. So we're gonna move on. Whoa, no, I'm not gonna buy a Discover or get a Discover card. I don't want any credit cards. All right, so let's discuss. Well, it's National Online Bank Day. I have a horror story about that. So I bought this camera, and it's like a little tiny body cam, and all the instructions come in some other language that's not English. And so I'm trying to make it through the instruction manual. It's got a QR code to scan. And I'm like, okay, well, this will tell me how the camera works. To scan the QR code, the first time it brings me up to, it wasn't Temu, but it was another one like Temu. And then wanted my credit card. I'm like, okay, delete that. And then I went and read through and said, go to this site and download this. So I went and downloaded the app and I put it on and it keeps wanting a credit card to go any further. And I'm like, what the hell? So I put my PayPal on there because PayPal is usually the safest if you're doing your online banking stuff or online purchases. And it said that card was no good. I'm like, what? That's bull crap. So just for shits and giggles, I put in our joint checking account card. Still wrong. So I'm like, all right, hold on. I got to go do some homework. And lo and behold, the app for that camera, which you purchased from a country outside of here that we have 100% tariff on, and download that app, all they want is your credit card information so they can. And then it was like 30 minutes later, I started getting notices from PayPal. Like,
good God.
Yeah. So I paid $50 for a camera that doesn't work without the app that you have to put in your credit card for them to siphon money off of. So I deleted it and probably. Actually, I did some experiments. I haven't had a chance to look and see if they worked yet. So
I'll give you some advice. If you want a body cam, go buy it from a tactical store in your area.
Well, I got one better. Amazon Prime Day, there was a body cam. Of course, it's made by a company that ain't from around here. And so I downloaded the information on for it and properly installed it and set it up without putting in any credit card information. So you're going to start seeing. I'm told I got to start doing more shorts because that's what people want to see are shorts. So I'm gonna put on body cam, go play disc golf, and you can make fun of me. So there's going to be some segments coming up on that. And,
you're gonna make shorts in your shorts.
I don't wear shorts when I play disc golf. That would be painful.
Hope not.
Yeah, that would be painful.
You're naked.
It's National Kick Butt Day. All right. Make it happen. Okay, I've got to open this for Chris. So it's National Kick Butt Day. Have you been waiting for a sign to tackle that big project, start a new habit, or finally checking something off your to-do list? Well, yeah, I did. I got a body cam. This is National Kick Butt Day, celebrated on the second Monday in October. It's your official permission slip to get motivated and take action. See, that meant something totally different to me. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh boy, I get to go next door and kick my neighbor. Oh,
this is how I can tell I'm getting older. I get ads show up for printable chair yoga for seniors.
hey, I need that.
Oh, Lord. Chris says you have to be a very annoying woman to have someone say they train dolphins to scare you off. Yeah, she was pretty annoying. Biden took out corn pop on this day. He was a bad mother. Shut your mouth. So, what does this show digress to? This is Columbus Day. We talked about that. Native American. It's everybody's day. Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Very good. Very good. Everybody should make sure to do their personal exams. If they need some help, just send me some pictures and I will guide them through.
My doctor wants me to go squish my boob like a pancake.
Well, you should, because you're supposed to.
I told him I'll do that as soon as he puts his nuts in there.
Oh, well, they're crunchy. There's a difference.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. So I've actually had a sonogram on them. It wasn't pleasant. It's National No Bra Day.
Oh,
by the way, Chris, the testicular sonogram had nothing to do with dolphin training. National Yorkshire Pudding Day. I don't believe I've ever had Yorkshire pudding. It's Train Your Brain Day. All right, it's the Navy's birthday. Well, congratulations. I thought our president was there to 250th. I thought he was there.
I think they did it early.
Well, yeah, he's a busy man. He's got places to go, things to do. He ain't got time to.
National No
Bra Day. So here you go. If you want, you can tell me you're celebrating this by shooting me a picture on X at Sportcat. I'll gladly look at it. And if you need help with any type of breast cancer awareness, as a paramedic, I will be more than glad. Just send me some pictures. I'll help you out. It's Disaster Day. That's for me. It's Earth Language Day. Herpes Awareness Day.
Oh my God.
Said Herpes Awareness Day is on the same day it's National No Bra Day. So.
Yeah, amazing.
International Civility for Girl Child Day. What in the absolute hell does that mean? Girl child. Is that different than man child? Hold on. I gotta go look. I can't help myself. I'm doing this for
Girl child.
International Civility Day for Girl Child Day is marked October 13th to honor, promote, and support a girl's right to make her own decision. It's a celebration of wisdom, tenacity, and intellect of girls who are fully capable of making their own choices, just as
the 18 years old
age are. This day prompts girls to follow the golden rule and achieve whatever they want in life. Brought into existence by the ACLU in 2020. So this is a new holiday. So hey, we missed that one. No Violence Day. Dang it! How did I miss that? I was probably punching a kitten that day. So do we have a Man-Child Day? I mean,
they should.
I deserted day. International Skeptics Day. International Day for Natural Disaster Reduction. That's good. International Day for Failure. Hey, see, there it is. There's my day.
Why not?
It's a Loda Atumadi holiday today. Okay. National Heritage Day in the Turks and Caicos. Crocus. It's down there. Crocus. National Kickback. National M&M Day. Now, there you go.
Oh,
that's good.
So
that's
a
holiday.
Mean we can sit and eat candy, or does that mean we all get to go meet M&M?
No, it's the candy.
Damn.
Well, how do we celebrate this? Kids love them. Adults feel nostalgic when eating them. It won't melt in your mouth, just in your hand. No, they'll melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Whatever. It's been an iconic day for 75 years. Wow.
That's a lie.
M&Ms was born in 1930. Go ahead, Brenda.
When I've held M&Ms in my hand, they're always, I take them out and there's blue and red and yellow in my hand.
I think you're the Walmart brand.
No, they're M&Ms. Can't substitute them.
M&Ms were branded in the 50s with the M on them to give them a unique look It was initially a black M, but because they were racist, they changed it to white in 1954. In 1980s, M&Ms went overseas. Wow, that's fairly recent. They went into Canada, Europe, Australia, Japan, Malaysia, UK, and Hong Kong. That's pretty recent. I didn't know that. So, all right. What are we done here?
They had them first.
Maybe Day. World Thrombosis Day. You should definitely be aware of thrombosis. Yorkshire Pudding Day. I've never had Yorkshire pudding.
Me neither.
I've tried some weird stuff, but that wasn't one of it. Oh, there we go. We've got our guy from whatever that is, Twitch, trying to tell me to come over to his space. No, thank you. I need you to come over here to YouTube and hit that thumbs up subscription button. Hit the little bell. As long as you're not a bot.
That's the buy bots.
Well, it's a thumbs up. It still counts. Today is the 286th day of 2025 and the 22nd day of autumn. We talked about how the cornerstone of the White House was laid. In 1845, Texas ratified a state constitution. There you go, bro. There's history for you. And Italy swapped sides and said, hey, now we're going to kick your ass. That's kind of cheating. I mean, they're like already on their side and they're like in their bases and shit. And they're like, oh, no, today we changed our mind. Corn Pop says so.
Corn Pop says so.
So, I'm sure I've offended so many people. Just 1 hour into the show. It's great. Today's fact, the White House has 132 rooms, including 3 kitchens and 35 bathrooms. Interesting. I've never been inside from Washington, D.C., I've never actually been inside the White House.
I have.
Today's number, 1.4 billion. It's the estimated population of the People's Republic of China as of 2024. And let's see, we talked about all those birthdays. And we talked about sports funds facts. Apparently, none of our listeners are that concerned about the sports because their team must already be out of the playoffs. So
that's what Andy said. Andy said his team didn't even make it, so he's not watching.
Yeah, I can get it. Question of the day, Brenda. When were zippers invented?
When were zippers invented?
It's the question of the day.
I'm going to say in the early 1900s.
Oh, I was going to go with 30s, so yeah, it'd be about right. Let's see what happens here. First referred to as the clasp locker or unlocker for shoes. Go away. I don't need that pop up. It was patented in 1893 by Judson Whitcomb.
I was thinking late 1800s, early 1900s. I was trying to think of what, clothing looked like back then.
Oh, like Chris said 1970. No, we were all wrong. It was, what did we say? It was 1835?
Yeah.
1893 by Judson Whitcomb. They were first referred to as clasp locker or unlocker for shoes. Well, all right, so when did they invent that horrible thing on the back of the bra that you could never get off? When did that?
God. Since day one, because it was.
And then they moved it to the front. And then they moved it to the front. What the hell were they thinking?
The ones in the front were more comfortable. They're more comfortable.
Well, I'm just going to tell you, Chris, I meant 1893. I mean, I think that's a crime against man to do that. So today is because you can't figure some bitches out when you're in a hurry. That's why paramedic trauma shears. So.
Yep, that's right. And if that doesn't work, make sure that she is aware that you want to get in there, so she takes it off first. There you go.
Funny, quick little paramedic story here, so we don't get too far off time-wise. One of my first calls is a car wreck. This car had flipped over, landed on his top. I had crawled in, and I was with the lady, and I was, helping her. We finally get her out, and she's like telling me, "Oh my God, my chest is killing me. I'm having a heart attack." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll get you in the back of the ambulance because we're out in the middle of the sun and stuff." She had ran off the road and flipped in a hayfield, and anyhow, so get her in the back of the ambulance, and you got to put the electrodes on. Yeah. And here I'm a new paramedic, and I'm kind of nervous and shaky, and I was like, "Well, I got to cut your clothes off." It's what we do as paramedics. And so as soon as I cut that strap in the middle of the bra, it was like a boomerang or something in the back of the ambulance. It was just, oh my God, here she is laying with her shirt cut open down the center and her bra. And as soon as I unclasped that, I mean, there was a twang. I should have a sound effect for that.
Let me guess. And
She's
it
like,
threw you up against the doors and your face.
No, it wasn't that vital, but it did kind of shock me that it made that noise. It was under that much stress. I mean, some bitches had a death scare. As soon she took a deep breath, she just, oh, I feel so much better. My chest isn't hurting. And here I'm standing over here with a pair of scissors in my hand, looking down at this, going, as a brand new paramedic, and I didn't really know what to say. Well,
that's the way we feel when we snap
glad
those
I helped
things
you out
off.
there.
We snack those things off. It's like letting the puppies out, and it's like, oh God, thank you. Yeah, telling you.
Apparently, it worked out really well. I had many revelations about the female anatomy and female clothing and stuff that over the years that just shocked me as a paramedic. So that was the first time. It may have been the first time I actually cut the bra down the center and relieved her pain. So today is the best day to bake. It's the best day to can or pickle vegetables or fruit. I recommend you don't pickle anything. It's a good day to graft or pollinate. Make sauerkraut. Do you like sauerkraut, Brenda?
Yes.
It's not bad. On a dog, it's not bad. And
I will take it and put it in a pan with a little bit of olive oil and put diced up mushrooms in with it and a little onion and saute it.
It's kind of onion in it. Yeah, I like it with little hot dogs and mustard. It's good. I'm the only one in the house that eats that. No one eats black beans.
I don't eat mustards.
I grew up in the South, so Mrs. Sportcat would never make it, but I've had fried liver and gizzards and all that shit. We were on a farm. You ate what you had. It's the day to plant your crops below ground. There you go. So, all right, are we to this yet? Yeah, let's see. Not that one. That one. No, wait a minute. Hold on. I got two stories of news here. We can't do that much. All right, so we've briefly touched on this, that the losses are staggering. The Tennessee community is mourning 16. Humphreys County in Tennessee are buck snort. There was a massive explosion that took the lives of 16 people. It's just miles from Nashville. It was a devastating explosion, and apparently it took 16 lives. It was a military plant where they made things that go boom. So, but if you saw any of the pictures of it for like a quarter-mile blast radius, it was felt 20 miles away, but for like a quarter mile, it leveled cars, trees, everything. It was a pretty big boom. Denise says roast pork with potatoes and sauerkraut. I just had roast pork tonight. Denise says, forget that. What about those sanitary belts? That was horrible. Okay, this is where I'm gonna be silly, and I have no idea what the hell she's talking about.
I know what she's talking about. I didn't have to deal with those though, because I was 9 when I started going through mine, and they had already invented other things. They used to have these like elastic type belts that had these hooks on them that held sanitary things for women.
Okay, well, I gotta say I've never heard that. So Chris says, if I had a nickel for every time I saw Andy over a topless woman with scissors in his hand. You're a very rich man. Very rich man. Exclusive. This is from the Daily Caller. ICE has nabbed nearly 100 illegal migrant truckers. The administration is cracking down. It's about time. Federal immigration authorities nabbed 100 illegal immigrants. Well, they're called them migrants, driving 18-wheelers off a single highway. One highway, they got 100.
Yeah, they got some out here, too, that caused accidents, and 2 people have been killed.
Apparently, in the middle of the country, this is where they did this in Oklahoma. There's 91 people with commercial driver's license along I-40. Hey, that's great. It runs right through Tennessee. So DHS revealed to the National Daily Caller. Altogether, they took 120 illegal migrants into custody for violations. Yeah, one of them I read had a license plate or driver's license that actually said no name.
Yeah, because I think New York and California were giving them driver's license that says no name provided.
What? How do we?
I don't know.
Even if you are for immigration, National Immigrant Day, or whatever, Indigenous People Day, even before, shouldn't we at least know who's in our country? I mean, it just seems to me to be common sense.
They should at least have a name to even be able to get a driver's license.
Oh, I agree. I do have a story about that.
Oh God.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't tell this story. This might sound bad. So I ran a car wreck again. I was in downtown Atlanta, and of course we have to put the information into the computer when we're doing a medical report. And first name was baby, middle name was girl, and then whatever Johnson, whatever her last name was. And I'm like, what? Baby girl, that was her first and middle name. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta ask. I'm sorry, I gotta ask. And she said that her mother got out of the hospital and they never gave her a name while she was in the hospital. And for most of her life, she had like a nickname. I don't remember what it was, but for most of her life, she went by the nickname, but everybody just called her baby girl. So when she got of age to get her driver's license, she went to get her driver's license, and they said, we got a birth certificate. And so she went and got this and got her driver's license. And she said that her first name was baby, her last name was girl.
Her first name was baby, her middle name was girl.
Middle name was girl. She said her parents never gave her a name. So that was the official name from the U.S. government. Baby girl, whatever her last name was.
Oh, for God's sakes.
True story. I swear I'm not making it up. If you listen long enough, you'll hear a bunch of these stupid. I need to write a book because
right of the dumbest things that a paramedic shows up to.
Well, some of the things we hear or see. Lord have mercy. Any of my Australian counterparts that have stories, please share them, because it cannot just be a United States thing. It cannot. There's stupid people everywhere, apparently. So
yeah. I mean, I've pulled people over driving down the road naked, throwing their clothes out the window.
Well,
not exactly sure why. Did you say that's you on a Wednesday?
It's me on a Wednesday. Well, if you're thinking about going to Canada and you want to go on, a nice little break, well, you might want to think again, because apparently Canada is becoming the center of organ harvesting tourists.
Oh, jeez.
So that's a different kind of knife. So this comes to us from the Legal Insurrection. I'm assuming that's a news rag. And apparently people are actually going there for assistance with ending things forever. And when they do, one of the things is they sell their body to these people who illegally harvest organs.
Oh, my God.
Sitting on a park bench minding my own business. Next thing I know, I woke up in the back of the ambulance without a kidney. What the hell?
What do you do for a living? Oh, I have a great job. I just wait for tourists to come in. I hit them over the head and sell their organs.
Cut out their kidney. Yeah. You don't need that. So apparently, if you're thinking about going to Canada, you might want to think again. San Diego again. This one strikes home. Not necessarily a fan of this person, the other podcaster, Benny Johnson. I'm not necessarily a fan of him, but San Diego man was arrested for sending threatening letters. And I don't know if anybody was aware of this, but when you start calling your law enforcement names, like the N-word, or start referring to them derogatory, you're making people hate them. And if you speak out against them, myself as well, you have to kind of sometimes put up with shit. And well, this guy, he's 69 years old, so you'd think he knew better, but he was sending letters threatening the podcaster because he was a friend of Charlie Kirk. Hey, I said the word, will I get a view? And he was threatening to harm him and his family. So,
bad.
Yeah. Well, I've been there already, had that happen. And so they finally caught the guy and put him away. It took him a lot less time to catch this guy than it did my guy. So if he's listening, I know your probation officer's phone number. I don't speed dial, buddy. But
all about that guy.
Yeah, but it took 2 years. But they got this guy that was going off on Benny Johnson pretty quickly. So, but I just want to say, I'm not going to give this story a whole lot of coverage, but this happens. Even B-listers like me, I wasn't even a thing back then. You know, you keep putting labels on people and keep stirring up hate. Well, that's what you're going to get. And if you're in Portland, you can go nude.
Yes, you can. I've seen it myself live.
Were you in the party? Portland protesters staged nude die-in to stop deportations. I can't read the rest of this article. Hundreds of naked protesters in Portland participated in a nude die-in on Sunday to stop the president's mass deportation. Nude bikers paraded their bodies around the city before dropping to the ground in the center of a bridge where they pretended to be dead.
Oh, I just seen them riding back and forth on bicycles, and there was even a naked woman in a wheelchair just floating all over the place, butt naked.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? All right. Mississippi School's homecoming celebration turned deadly as 8 people were killed in separate shootings. During football games, they ended in gunfire. 2 separate occasions on Friday night, left 8 people dead, many more injured. In fact, I read a sports story about this, talking about canceling the football seasons for some of these schools, which I think is totally ridiculous. Just get more security. We should have security at the kids' schools anyhow. I mean, we really should. You should have security at your kid's school. You should have more security if there's a threat of violence.
But we do it out here. We have a lot of armed security companies out here, and they hire them for stuff like that.
They should. And I can't, probably every paramedic I've known, we've worked a high school game of some kind, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Chris, I got to tell you, as a reporter, I wanted to be fair and honest. I thoroughly reviewed, including screen capturing and slowing down footage to make sure that there was nobody that shouldn't be in there, but nothing caught my eye. Some people aren't meant to be naked in public, and most of them live in Portland.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't like being naked in my home, for crying out loud, much less in public.
I don't. Yeah,
I'd scare the shit out of everybody.
They did that back in the 60s too, didn't they? They just lay around naked.
Well, you know, I watch these things that are going on, you know, on the side, the protest, and they are acting like they're in the 70s. Half of them act like they are so out of their mind, drugged up, that it is new. I mean, all I can do is sit and laugh at them. They look ridiculous.
Well, and then over the weekend, that group that doesn't exist, Antifa.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting a shadow banned for saying the word. So that a group that hangs out with non-baseball players has decided that the color of choice, which was dark clothing with a mask, which is, they say now that they want to change their views, so they're encouraging everybody to wear costumes and furries.
Yes, that's another thing. It looks like a freaking furry parade.
How can you be taken serious if you're going to protest? And I fully support their right to protest, even the nudes. But how can you be taken serious if you show up in a Pikachu costume?
Well, you know, there are people who turn around and put fart spray and everything else in the vents of those suits. So it might make it easier.
That video of the, I think it was a frog costume that went viral because apparently he was scuffling or trying to help somebody get unarrested with one of the officers, and he took his paintball gun and shot him straight up the butt of that frog costume. I gotta say, I was never so entertained watching a video in my life as I was that.
See, what I've been doing is I've been waiting to watch Ice turn around and tackle one of those things. Could you see them all rolling around on the floor with the blow up?
Well, I got a story about that here in a minute. So let's go. All right, 20 people were injured with 4 dead over the weekend in South Carolina in another shooting. That was bad news. And this guy here, well, he apparently confessed to ChatGPT his crime. Minutes after vandalizing 17 cars in Missouri, a 19-year-old sophomore had a lengthy chat with ChatGPT, during which he confessed to the crime and asked about the possibility of getting caught and wondered if there's any way that anyone could have known it was him. Well, they got surveillance footage, and then when they captured his phone and they saw his conversation with his ChatGPT buddy, he finally admitted he had done it. So, and here's something I don't understand. Mark Sanchez, apparently he's a quarterback was a quarterback in the NFL. Now he was a broadcaster, and apparently he got drunk and attacked a truck driver. Here's my question. We're going to run the story. This is from Motor Biscuit, so it's serious news now. Mark Sanchez getting slammed violently after attacking a truck driver. So I'm kind of confused about why they chose the picture of the Washington Redskins on National Indigenous People Day. He was a quarterback for multiple teams. So, yeah. But, yeah. One of the routine shifter truck driver ended in a disaster. He was attacked by a former football player in an unprovoked attack. The victim is lucky to be alive. For some reason, Sanchez attacked an innocent truck driver. A 69-year-old man identified as Perry Toll was simply doing his job when he was attacked. According to Fox, the truck collects restaurant kitchen oil for recycling, then parked his truck in an alley off the street. Police shared video of Sanchez had told him he couldn't park there and drunkenly climbed into his truck. He pushed and shoved the man. Apparently the man was older too. When he tried to reach for his phone to call for help, he then pepper sprayed Sanchez in self-defense. Then he jumped out of the vehicle. Then he is seen at the corner, the dumpster and wooden pallets. He was attacking the man, and the victim pulled out a sharp instrument, and, well, he went to slicing and dicing. And apparently he didn't get anything major, but he was seen walking off, holding his side, and then they went and called for help. So there you go. You know what else would stop that? A boomstick. So
yeah.
Botched food worker order leads to Atlanta Burger King worker getting shot in the chest. Is it really worth it?
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, in East Atlanta, there's a shocker. Moreland Avenue. God, everyone calls on that street. 35-year-old gunshot wound to the chest. Well, it's a female fast food worker. She's going to survive, according to 11 Alive. They took her to Grady, which is a great hospital to go to. Apparently, it was a verbal argument over a botched food order, and 2 female customers at the drive-thru apparently entered the fast food and proceeded to spit at workers and throw items in their direction. At one point, 2 women leaned forward over the counter, took out a handgun, and fired at a worker. Why do you, so if you know anything about these 2 fine young women that live in Atlanta that apparently go around shooting Burger King, please call Atlanta PD or at the GBI tip crime. So,
and for God's sakes, people that work in fast food, get the order right.
I'm sorry, my chicken nugget order is not worth shooting somebody over.
I know, right? God.
Chris says he confessed to having a haircut that looked like a football helmet.
Oh, jeez.
He was doing sprints between the hotel and that alley's. Would inquire if illegal drugs were also a contribution to his condition. Well, they said he was liquored up, but he was pretty high up there to be liquored up. Usually you go the opposite way with liquor, in my experience. So, Florida, we're going along with the news because really the federal shutdown has shut down a lot of the sites, and I'm not interested in some of the other crap. That, anyhow, Florida man steals $7,000 in lottery tickets. Then he returned to the same gas station to redeem them.
God.
Justin Farley, 43, later confessed and told people he needed money. Well, his solution was to drive his gray Hyundai Elantra into the Circle K gas station and nab as many lottery tickets as possible. He then opened multiple cabinets and took the scratch-offs and fled, painstakingly checking each ticket. The good news, he was a winner of $7,000. But how do you redeem a stolen ticket? Well, of course, you drive to the 7-Eleven.
Take it to the same store. Why not?
Apparently, that didn't work because when they went to 7-Eleven, it didn't scan. I don't know what the problem is. So, whatever you do, he went back to the same place and said that he wanted to redeem the tickets. They were gladly holding on to him while they were waiting on PD to come get him. So
when those tickets are distributed, each store, there's a barcode you guys do, and they have that series in there. That's why it didn't work anywhere else. Dumbass.
Tricks are stupid. Ohio cops chased down a giant pumpkin. It's the time of year, so you got to be on the lookout. You got to get catching the escaped. Pumpkin. Let's see what here. Oh, we got the blue lights on. They're rolling up with the body cam. I'll be damned. That pumpkin's trying to get away.
He's on his way to the protest. Leave him alone.
So this is one of, and I've got him in my front yard now, but apparently this pumpkin, I don't understand how it kept its air, but got out of control. You see the officers here. They're trying to detain the pumpkin. So, I want to see the chase. What leads up to these events in your life that that makes these? Wait a minute, why is there a guy under the pumpkin? We missed this. We missed a frame or something. Okay, there's a guy trying to wrangle the pumpkin. There it is. So.
You know what they're saying? You know what they're saying to each other? We don't get paid enough for this shit.
If we fired one round into this pumpkin, that'd be it. You can see they're still wrestling to contain the pumpkin.
Jump on it, Bobby. Jump on it.
Backup has arrived.
The truck will just put it in here, and then the wind will catch it, and it'll float away.
Put it in the back seat. I don't think the pumpkin's going to fit in the back seat. You know, once again, I don't think I've been so entertained by a video in all my life. We're trying to stuff a giant inflated pumpkin into the back of a Ford Expedition police cruiser. What in the absolute hell?
Back seat.
Oh, and there's a guy on the other side pulling it. They're making it fit.
Oh my God. For fuck's sakes. Let the air out of it, you dummies. I'm ashamed.
What did that pumpkin do to get to that level in its life that they had to take a pumpkin?
Where did this happen at? Where did this happen at?
It's in Ohio.
Oh, righty.
Can you hear it?
No.
Yeah, okay. It's probably on the wrong screen. It's the officer saying it ran from him.
It ran from him?
It ran from the first officer.
He probably at first thought there was somebody in it. That might have been why.
He said he's been trying to inflate it, but it won't let him. Once again.
I wonder if they're going to charge it with resisting.
A sharp, pointy instrument would probably help out. Just as they're saying, it looks like we're screwing this pumpkin on our dash screen. Well, the officer said, let's just poke it.
Turn off the sound on your side. It muffles you over here.
I'll just turn it off. The officer said, let's just poke it.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious.
At what point in your life are you detaining a pumpkin?
Right?
Oh.
Sir, we're going to charge you with the resisting arrest.
Yeah. All right, so there it is. The great pumpkin made its escape in a city in Ohio. Let's look and see where this is. I don't remember where this is. Oh, there it is. Slam the door.
They got it in the car.
Yep.
Holy crap. Oh, wait,
nope. It's pushed out the other side.
The guy in the jacket standing there with his hand, like, what are you guys doing?
This reminds me of a saying in high school. A coach used to tell us something about a football. I can't repeat it, but it really reminds me of that. My coach would be so proud of me for remembering that moment.
Trying to stuff a pumpkin inside of a police car
they chased it down and then stuffed it in the back of the police car. What city was this? We need to give them credit for this because they worked hard for this story. Where does it say? Parma Heights, Ohio. So the pumpkin getaway. Parma Heights.
I bet they're proud.
There's a police chief somewhere going, oh, I just closed that. I forgot how to reopen a tab I closed. Hold on. Now it's annoying me. But yeah. And let's see. Where the hell is it? No. Nope, that ain't it. Nope, that ain't it.
I don't know, but I tried to choke myself with water.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's bad to choke your chicken, Brenda. Don't do that. There we go. Is it this one? There we go. All right. And apparently, since we're on government holidays, and it's a government holiday, and well, FEMA doesn't have any information to report.
Our government's on
vacation. Supposed to say, isn't that Bahar? You know, now that you mention it, I think you are correct. I think she said something about being close to Parma during one of the shows. Good catch.
Oh.
So maybe her pumpkin got away. So as of Sunday, when maybe because the president's out of town, they don't do this. So they were worried about excessive rains in the Southwest, tropical activity. We got one down there still, just won't go away. And they're monitoring the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Chris, you keep us advised there. It's coastal flooding in Alaska and up the mid-Atlantic coast. We'll talk about this here in a bit if we don't run over, but the nor'easter that Denise was talking about is going up. Wrong button. Going up the coast from pretty much at the Georgia-Carolina border all the way up in through the Chesapeake, up to the mid-Atlantic to the northeast. It's going to be causing some areas of concern with flooding, high winds. Basically, just picture a big tornado. It's going to go up because it's not even a cyclone. So, but it's a very large storm. It's going up the coast and it's causing all kinds of problems. And out in the central and eastern Pacific, they have a disturbance they're keeping an eye on. The Atlantic, disturbance number 1 down there again is still a problem. Well, we're going to go to a better forecast than this because, well, that's what we do. We'll jump ahead to the president's schedule as we always do. 12:05 a.m. Eastern. Oh, why I did that? The president, or no, hold on. Okay, this is only his. Close that. This is for him coming back. So, that's Tuesday. We have to go back in time because we're all backwards. Last night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern was the time for the president's pool to meet. 1:50, they arrived in the Sharm El Sheikh International Hotel. And they went to the convention center at 1:42, and they had a bunch of their meetings. And see, I'm all confused because we're way ahead over here, or they're way ahead over there. So he's at all kinds of events in the Middle East. And Monday, which is today, what is he doing right about now? 2:29 in the afternoon. He's probably sleeping. He's probably.
I was going to say, he should be sleeping.
Yeah. Well, no. Let's see here. So Sunday, this is confusing because we got to go back. He left Monday at 2:30 in the afternoon, and then he arrived there about the same time that he got there from here. That makes sense. It was a long flight, about 12-14 hours. And then he's been doing all these things. So we have to go start up here and go backwards because we're off time. At 2:20 a.m. Monday, he arrived in Tel Aviv. So then he met with the hostages family. It's 3:45 a.m. Eastern time in Jerusalem. There was no press allowed. And then he delivered some remarks at 4 a.m. local time Eastern. And he departed Tel Aviv and went to Egypt. Got there at 6:45 a.m. participated in a joint Middle East peace ceremony at 7:30 a.m. And then at 8:30, he went and left Tel Aviv en route to somewhere else, Jerusalem. So he's had a busy day over there. He's still been over there signing things, giving speeches, kissing rings, shaking hands. And right about now, he should be arriving at another airport in Egypt. So he's on the move. Tuesday, they say he will be home, which is our time tonight at 12:05 a.m. So he's going to come home. It's going to have a long day. And there's nothing on his schedule so far for Tuesday. But knowing our president, that will probably change. He keeps a busy schedule. Chris says they had that marathon on sports radio station yesterday. I had to listen to people talk about running instead of football game. It's a lot to talk about with running. What shoe did you pick? Wrong screen. We'll do a little quick what's going on news-wise since we're kind of behind, but we're ahead too. The bodies of 5 minutes ago, bodies of 4 deceased hostages arrived in Israel. And 21 minutes ago, Trump departed the Middle East, so he must be headed home now. He's had a long 2 days. Let's see. I'm going down and back in time. See, this is basically telling us the schedule, all the speeches, where the prisoners were released. At 12:46, the president shook hands with the Palestine president. Interesting. People, hundreds and thousands of people were at Tel Aviv Square for the release. Trump urges leaders to put the old feuds to rest and seize the momentum, calling the Gaza deal one of the first steps to peace. All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if they can get it, but typically there has been a war-torn area ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
My grandmother worked in the government, and I can remember hearing about it way back when I was a young lad. All right, let's look at the briefing here. And National Weather Service is telling us they're still going to be around even during the shutdown and the federal government holiday. Let's see, what do we have here? Well, today, if you're in Montana and the higher elevations, you can get some of that nasty white stuff. If you're in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, parts of California, and Nevada, the higher elevations, hard for me to talk, you can anticipate some mixed precipitation. And there was a tornado warning in Arizona when I came on the air. So in Arizona and New Mexico, there's some severe storms going on. Up the East Coast, and we can see here from pretty much Maine all the way down through the Carolinas, the storm is off the shore, raising hell and causing flooding and all kinds of problems. Tomorrow, it looks like, well, the same storm's going to be torturing the East Coast for a bit longer. And the mixed precipitation in the West is going to be a little bit larger. It's going to start cooling down. But don't worry, we're going to have another heat up before it happens. So, and then by day 3 on Wednesday, well, we can anticipate much of the West Coast, if the higher elevations, getting some mixed precipitation. That storm up in the New England area should be off the coast and hopefully not bothering us anymore. So there's that. Chris says, I heard CNN was actually giving Obama criticism for tweeting about the peace deal and not mentioning Trump's involvement at all. I was shocked. CNN criticized their king.
They'll get to spank him for that later.
I could, well, yeah, all right. Let's see. Let's just move on here real quickly. We'll just carry on. We'll look here at the Hurricane Sarah and Lorenzo. Man, we've made it till Lorenzo is churning along out there as of 11 a.m. Apparently, maximum sustained winds were 45 knots, 50 miles an hour. And she's moving, or he, I guess it would be he, Lorenzo would be a he, is moving northwest. So 16 mile an hour. Well, they didn't put a cone of uncertainty on the, well, yeah, they did. There we go. So here's the times. It's right now, it's just a hurricane. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's just a tropical storm. And it's going to turn back and go back over to the Horn of Africa. So There we go. There is that. Somewhere I found the Google one I did earlier. Weather Prediction Center. We talked about this already. Over the West Coast, higher elevations, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado. I got a friend that lives out there. Hopefully she sends me some snow pics. California, that's down. That's really that whole cascade down into the Sierra Nevada range is going to get some mixed precipitation today. So start looking for the snow pictures on your feeds. The expected amount of precipitation. Well, if you zoom in here, it looks like California on the West Coast and the higher elevations is where they're going to anticipate most of it. It's usually dry in California, isn't it, Brenda?
No, not so much. I mean, in the desert region part towards Nevada, yeah, but...
Well, I know up in Northern California, they're known for some heavy snows during the winter.
Well, I think hell's frozen over here. It's only 87 degrees.
Oh, it's going to get cooler. It's going to get cooler. We see here is... one of our listeners pointed out earlier that nor'easter. Well, it looks like parts of New Jersey can anticipate almost 2 inches of rain from this. Those parts are from the Delmarva all the way through Jersey, Long Island, out through Connecticut. And then once it reaches further points northeast, it's going to get even significantly worse. They're talking about New Bedford, almost 3 inches of rainfall. So that's going to extend all the way up to Maine, up there to, well, no, not Maine, New Hampshire, with some heavy rainfall. So that's going to be bothering us for the next 48, 72 hours. Keep an eye on that.
Keep an eye out for Andy floating down the river with his bed.
Well,
if you see him, Chris, throw him a rope.
He's kind of away from the Delmarva, so he should be okay.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, so I wish they'd had this earlier, but this really became popular when the government models started shutting down. This is the Google preview and forecast for tropical cyclones, tropical storms, hurricanes, and it's actually really good. And as far as everything I've read, AI has been better at predicting where the hurricanes go than forecasters have. I know it's probably shocking to some, but yeah. So what we see here is all these little storms coming off of this. Well, it's a time loop coming off of. Can I stop this? No, they'll just recycle. The storms here, we see it coming off the coast of Africa, and it's going to turn up and it's going to the northwest. There's another storm that's going to come and skirt it, pushing it further to the east. So it's not going to be affecting us. We look here on the east coast and we see, we have to go back in time a little bit here. We see on the east coast, the storms are going to move out. It doesn't show the radar from them, but the energy is going to move out and go off to the east. But it's going to take a couple days for that to happen. So let's see. Miami, there's a storm down off the coast of Miami. I didn't know that. Yeah, this is pretty good. But right now, there's not a lot of activity. Luckily, I guess. Then we see even out here in Middle Tennessee, there's a cell that's popped up on this, causing some high winds. I wonder if it showed the tornadic activity out in Arizona when it was live. So
I don't know. I've never seen a tornado out there. I lived out there for 10 years. All I seen was dust storms.
It was pretty bad. I saw the breaking news alerts for it. And speaking of which, looking at where the tornadoes from the Four Corners down to the border, you can anticipate some possible tornadic activity. So if they're basically the Four Corners straight due south.
That's right. That's right. Don't come.
Oh, I wish I had that clipped. Say it again. Whisper it in my ear.
Don't come. Not yet.
Okay. Oh God, I got a tickle. We're gonna move on. Let's see. Let's look at the real quick picture of the tropical for the Atlantic. We're gonna have to skirt through because we're moving out of time. See, this is the storm out in the center of the Atlantic. It's probably pestering Bermuda the worst because of it's just sitting there and spinning slowly, but it's going to push what was it, Lamberto or whichever one that's off the coast of Africa. It's going to push it further to the west. And if we look up on the east coast, we can see that here we go, we'll make that bigger. And see that it's just spinning right down there off of the coast of the Carolinas and Georgia. It's just sitting there and it's getting its energy. And if you look up here, you can see right off of Delmarva, that storm is also circulating and getting more energy. So the due northeast storm is feeding the one that is southwest or southeast. So it's kind of like two little bullseyes there, right in the middle is the Delmarva, all the way up into the New England coast. So, excuse me, I just dropped my rocks. So yeah, that's going to be for the next couple of days.
We're running out of time because we were watching The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
That's true. Yeah. So, let's see. Let's get some real quick forecasts in New York. Well, New York, you can anticipate rain with a high of 59 today. Jump up to Boston. Miss Harley is today 57 is high, very windy. Hop over here to Burlington. It's going to be a high of 60 degrees with partly sunny, rainy skies. Philadelphia, you're looking at a high of 59, cloudy skies. Wait, let's go down. Let's hit Knoxville real quick. Knoxville, 76 degrees, sunny sky, partly sunny skies. Atlanta, where I'm at, it's going to take a bit longer. 77. Chris says it's 2 bullseyes on National No Bra Day. They're protesting, Chris. That's a good point. Yeah.
I wonder if they're wearing bras.
Yeah, we'll skip Tampa because we know like here and go down to Key West. That was mean, wasn't it? It's a high of 81. Oh, Key West. I'm longing for Key West. Sunny skies. And over towards where Brenda is, well, Houston, it's going to be 87. And, of course, we're going to have some sunny skies. Phoenix, we talked about out in Arizona, the severe weather, high of 76 and rainy skies. Looks like currently the hottest spot in America right now is, well, it's going to be Houston. No, I'm sorry, Dallas. Dallas, though. Dallas, high of 89 today. Sunny skies. So that's our high. Let's jump down under here to see our friends down under real quick. And let me switch this to Celsius so that I don't sound like a complete buffoon. How do I do that? Switch. Settings. Well, I mean, I need to be fair because I got to say my audience down there is very forgiving of my pronunciation of some of the names of their cities. So Melbourne, well, get a high of 19 today and windy. Down in Tasmania, well, you're going to have a high of 14. It's windy down there as well. I like to visit Tasmania. Actually, I like to visit a lot of parts of Australia. Brisbane, well, high of 26, partly cloudy sky. And jump over to Darwin. And it's going to be the hot spot today at 34 Celsius with partly cloudy skies. Our friends in Perth, where the radio station producers are, it's going to be a high of 23 sunny skies today. Your low was 12. I think I actually got a better forecast. Here we go. I do have a better forecast. Sydney, well, you're at almost 14 currently with your high going to be 27. Melbourne, I don't understand why they do the points. 0.5.
I don't know.
8.5. You're going to have a high of 21, so hang on, it's getting there. Brisbane, well, right now you're at 21. Your 26 high is going to be your high. Perth, 13 with 25 high today. Sunny skies. I'm sorry. It's going to be sunny or partly cloudy in all the cities we've mentioned before. Adelaide, 12 Celsius. You're going to get to 21 with some morning showers. Hobart, 17 is your high today. You've got a slight chance, very slight chance for rain, but you're currently right at 10. Canberra, well, you're at 1.2 right now. Really don't understand the 0.2. And you're going to make it to 22 with sunny skies. Shower or 2 over in Darwin today. Currently, you're at 26.6. Anticipating going to 34. So Chris says on his bucket list is Lord Howe and Alice Springs. Tasmania and Melbourne is on mine. Let's look over here real quick at the weather warnings before we run out of time. And hey, there we go, right up top. Montgomery County, Maryland, 2:44 local time. That was a minute ago. They've got a test message for no apparent reason every single day. I don't understand. We've got lots of small craft advisories along both coasts and actually up in the Great Lakes. Severe thunderstorm. Well, the National Weather Service in Tucson has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Pay attention, have your weather radio on, and be weather aware because those can produce some tornadic activity. Let's see here. High wind advisories in Montana and Maine. That's interesting. Almost all the way across the country. We've talked about coastal flooding. And there's going to be all kinds of high winds and flood warning in Colorado from the heavy rains. Winter, I just passed it. Winter weather advisory in Oregon and Washington in the Cascades. So it's coming. Winter's coming. And there we have a winter storm warning for California. So in the eastern Sierra, that's all the higher elevations up there. And let's see, I'm skidding through here. And where's that? North Dakota freeze warning. All right. Winter weather is back to in Washington. Coastal flood advisory all up and down the East Coast. Please be weather aware. Hopefully there won't be a lot of electrical activity. It's just going to be heavy rains. So just hang tight. It'll be moving out of there. And I don't see here all the flood warnings for the coast. And all right, so I think we've got most of the main things that storm out. Let's take a look here. Chris says Andy doesn't have YouTube on that phone, but test messaging is there. Exactly. He can do the test messages, but he can't have YouTube. I don't understand.
He talks to me in text messages.
Well, but I'm saying he doesn't have YouTube. You should have YouTube.
I know. I have been on him for that for a year.
I need that subscription.
Get him on the radio. You can get him on the radio. Well, no, not right now. You can't.
Actually,
he's laying down.
Oh,
He doesn't have it on
right now. Yeah, I don't have mine on either. So there you go. I'll keep it on for other things. We're going to zoom into where was that? Out here in Arizona. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good sized storm. South Phoenix, just above the border there. That's a pretty good, significant storm. If you notice on the radar, see how it's splattered like that? That means it's lower to the ground, so it's going to have a lot of electrical activity in it. We'll look at that in a minute. Tucson, South Phoenix. So if you're out there, that's moving over into New Mexico and probably going to skirt Albuquerque here in the very near future. Brenda, where you're at to your west, there's a storm right now. There was actually a 4.3 earthquake there. I did not know that.
All right. Ooh, I did. My ears popped.
Felt by many outdoors. All right. When was it?
Early this morning.
Oh, wow. Cars were rocking.
Last night or early this morning. Whatever time it was.
I see that storm up in Tulsa. That band of showers is coming pretty much from the Pacific, skirting in Mexico and going up to the east. But the worst precipitation for the states today is all up here in the northeast and down into the Delmarva, Chesapeake, and even the coastal Georgia areas can be affected by it, is where all the flood advisories. And it looks like the most intense storm right now is currently off of, is that Long Island, isn't it? So that's where the largest storm is, and it's moving to the northeast up to Rhode Island. We can see up there. So along the coastline, if you're listening to us from anywhere up along the New Hampshire coastline, back down to the Chesapeake Bay, have your weather radio on, be weather aware, have a flashlight, be prepared, because the storm's going to be with us for a day or two. We talked about Lorenzo. Let's move on here real quick because we're running out of time. When we look at, this is the world warning and watches. And we'll jump down to our friends in Australia and see what we got going on down there. Well, we have some strong wind warnings along the coast from Canberra, Sydney, Melbourne, down and around. And over in, where are we at here? Coastal waters, Brimmer Bay. All right. So it looks like a lot of wind warnings for Australia today. So once again, be weather aware when we have up here in Darwin. Severe heat wave for the Northern Territory. All right. So it was put out by your weather meteorology meteorology agent. Good Lord, am I having a stroke or something? I can't talk. It's like up in the northwest, high heat, and in the south, and on the southeast, lots and lots of wind. We'll jump over to the Middle East and just take a quick little peek because, well, don't really care, but that is where our president is right now. So we see down in Egypt, they were having a heat wave with a pretty good sized storm. So that's probably something that we should keep an eye on. Hopefully he will arrive home safely without any incidents. I heard one YouTuber talking about there was a concern for where he was going to stop and get fuel. And I thought, this guy's not very well informed because that plane can stay airborne for days. They can refuel in the air, and they don't use civilian fuel. They use military fuel.
I was wondering when you said that. I was thinking to myself, well, but they fuel them in the air. What are you talking about?
I was like, yeah, this guy's not very informed. So, see, some of these podcasters, whereas I will tell you, I'm not a meteorologist. I just read this stuff. I don't know about it, but I will at least do some homework and research. But reporting like that, they were concerned about the gas they're going to put in the jet.
I mean, now if one of the wings ran flat, then I'm pretty sure you'd have to stop somewhere.
Well, I mean, any aircraft would if they had that type of mechanical issue. But yeah, some of these people just like, and they get goddamn views and subs. I don't understand it. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand.
I don't know.
So this
I know that we need to link this show to mine as soon as we can figure out how to do it.
Yeah, just give me a password and we'll be in. No tsunami warnings, watches, or threats currently in the world. Look at the electrical activity as we talked about. Well, down there in Phoenix and Tucson, up around the Four Corners, that storm's got a little bit of electricity to it. We'll hop over to our friends off the East Coast. And yeah, just we were talking about off of Long Island is where the electrical activity is the strongest for that one. And then we go all the way down in that same storm zone we see off the coast of the Outer Banks. So Chris says his plane can run on military fuel or Diet Coke. I saw a picture that I don't know if they were supposed to post it, but his granddaughter took it. It was on X, so I could talk about it. And it showed the inside of one of the planes and some of the snacks and goodies and stuff he had. I thought that was funny. Well, every human being, like him or not, still deserves some of the comforts, And they have changed poweroutage.com to where now it's a different graph, but we see that Washington currently has the highest. People without power, 13,000. And then jump down to Pennsylvania being the lowest at just about 3,100. So, and we can bring it up. Like, let's say we'll do this for our friends in New York. And we see that it's all the counties out. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce these, Chris. All the counties out on the eastern edge are the ones without power. So, or not without, but have the most outages reported. No, Chris, I'm not going to try. Brenda, it looks like over in where you are, Terry, Gaines County, Palmer, all those in Culberson, Hudson, those are the counties reporting the most power outages. How about Chris? I don't know, depending on where you are. Tippecanoe, what is that county? Grant County, Howard County. Most of that power. God help me.
This county, that county.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about the heat. Most of the heat rise is still going to be on deep south. And those are the areas, but it's only going to be code yellow for pretty much down along the Gulf of America, north following the Mississippi. But it's not as extreme as it has been, that cold front coming down from Canada. So I can't update to the fires because, well, that part of the government is shut down. But I can tell you there are some fires. Most of them are to the west of the Mississippi, obviously, and they'll be hopefully drenched by these rains coming through. But the smoke coming from the fires in Texas is traveling along the Gulf of America and hitting that little trough of air and going straight up, following the Mississippi almost to the Great Lakes. So you can see some smoke, hazy days there. Yeah, well, it says it's a A big fire right here in whatever county this is. Simmonsville. It's 165 acres. That's not a very big fire, actually. But
Yeah.
well, I mean, let's take into consideration that we know of. Because right now they're really not giving us a whole lot of information. I was surprised that with the government shutdown that this came up and popped up and is still active. The hazard mapping system for fire and smoke, and currently Alabama has the highest, which I was really blown away by. You can see they're red, nice and red. And jump over here along the Mississippi. We got Louisiana, Arkansas. Oh, is the terrorists coming in, Brenda? Are they going to get you?
Dog thinks so.
Code orange. This is mostly for the smoke we were talking about today. Hazy along the Gulf of America. Up if you're following up the Mississippi to the west, all the way up. You're looking at into Iowa City, Davenport, or some code orange days. Take a quick gander at the 3D Earth. Yes, Brenda, I know it's 3D. It's the big, beautiful, perfect globe. We look over here on the coast, and yes, you can see no broad day is being celebrated by double bullseyes on the east coast. One down at the coast of the Carolinas, and the other up just north of Delmarva, hitting Long Island. Jump down here to Australia and see what the wind looks like. And yeah, just as predicted, Tasmania can anticipate some strong winds coming out of the west. Actually, the whole coastline there on the southern side of the continent can anticipate high winds as long as the west. Chris says that dog hates fires too.
Careful, that's Denise's boyfriend.
Oh my!
She loves the little Putin.
You can see here most of the dust coming off is still. This hurricane season has really been dampened by the dust coming out of the east. That would be the west, wherever. It's coming off of the coast of Africa and coming across the Atlantic, and that's kept the activity down. But surprisingly, water temperatures are still fairly high along the coastline and down in the Gulf of America. Space weather, we talked about that earlier. Not much to report there. Let's update this. The latest earthquake was in the Philippines, 4.5. Most recent one for the U.S. How make it scroll this way? France had a 2.5. That was all yesterday. It's not reporting the. Why is it not reporting the Texas one, Brenda?
Oh no.
Maybe because it was too small.
Maybe.
Let's look at the volcano warning real quick here. Yeah, they don't even have. Let me refresh this. They should have this on the map because that's why
they don't want us to know.
Well, I mean, but that's why I look at more than one source for information. All right, well, that's interesting. And the Great Sitkin is a code orange. And Shishaladen, well, you should know it's a code yellow if you live in Shishaladen. And Kilauea is code orange for your hurricanes, your volcanic activity there. Looking here, that's a typhoon off of the coast of Asia. And that's causing, I've got some friends actually over in Thailand. They've had some severe flooding from some of these storms. Actually, right there, severe weather. That's in Vietnam. Reported 4 months ago. What? Updated 2 hours ago. What? I don't know anything about 2 hours ago. Oh, Indonesia has got an earthquake. Volcanic activity has been reported in Indonesia. So at 1850 UTC, and that's 9 minutes ago. So there you go. That's your update.
I'm bribing my dog with the Ritz cracker to be quiet.
All right, well, let's get out of here. Look, yeah, they want to tell you that there's a problem with air traffic control, but it sure doesn't look like it's affecting many things. If you look at the number of flights that are up right now,
it looks like a clusterfuck.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's jump up and look at the military stuff. Well, that there is a C-17. Let's see if we can get a gander of another ship or another vessel coming out of. They're probably not going to put it up here. Yeah. Well, I hadn't made it that far. Where was he? He was in Egypt, wasn't he? He was the UK.
Yeah, around there somewhere.
Yeah, this not showing up on this map. Interesting. See a lot of the others. A lot of times they'll post it. It's the U.S. military. Huh. Okay. Well, they're not posting it.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, I mean, usually they do. I mean, it's not accurate. It's like 20 minutes behind. I mean, to be fair. Yeah, they don't post that real time, but they do post it. I wonder why it's just not showing up here. All right, well, we'll look and see what's going on. Not a lot of activity here today. Well, there's a special air mission that's coming out of Miami, headed up to the probably Washington and a little Gulf Stream. And we see down here in Atlanta, well, there's all kinds of Learjets. These are all dignitaries. So a lot of dignitaries moving around today, but not a lot of military activity. Oh, it's a government holiday. So plus right now they're probably trying to keep resources to a minimum and use only what we have to because of the government outage. So a lot of these C-17s moving around. They're just, a lot of people are freaking out about where they're headed, where they're coming from. But let's remember, we have troops around the world, and well, they want to come home too, so they rotate them out. It's not that big of a deal. So, yeah, most of the activity right now is Learjets and Gulfstreams. There's not even a whole lot of trainers up. So, of course, Homeland down along the coastline. I don't see any P-8s up. That's good news. The P-8, as we've talked about before, is the sub hunter, so I don't see any up on our coastline. That doesn't mean they're not there. It just means that, well, we're currently worried about it to let anybody know. A lot of times when you see these vessels, they want you to know they're there. It's not, trust me, you can go silent and disappear off of these things real quick. Yeah, there's France. A lot of this is all dignitaries moving around. I know some of it's because of the peace talks, but yeah, a lot of this is just dignitaries moving around. So it's government holiday, so that's what you get.
Well, if the plane's grounded, it doesn't show up on that, does it? Like if it's
down? It depends. They'll well, if it turns on its transponder, basically.
So I mean, if the president's plane was sitting there on the ground, nobody would know that it's still just sitting there because it's not going to ping its location, right?
Yeah, if it hasn't turned on, usually, well. Yeah. You're supposed to turn it on at takeoff, but military doesn't have to follow those rules.
Right.
So, but like if you'll see, a lot of times you will see a fighter or not fighter. Well, yes, you'll see fighter jets pop up on there. They have to turn it on when they're getting fuel because they're a larger target because they're connected to the bigger ship.
Right.
So they have to turn their transponders on then. So you'll see them pop up and then just boop, disappear. Because we don't report the fighter. We have fighter jets over the United States usually 24/7.
Right.
And they don't squawk and tell where they're at because they don't want, well, the bad people to know. So they won't turn on until they have to. And they get in trouble if they don't turn on. But the tanker, now it has to be turned on so that everybody knows where it is. So well, here we were talking about P-8s earlier. Here we do have a P-8 really right now off the coast of Great Britain, and it's doing some circles over Newcastle, and it come all the way over from, where did it come from? Well, when it turned on, let's be honest, when it turned on, because P-8s will turn their signal off too. So if you notice here along was it Gotland, Visby, it was on and it was low. That shows the dotted line and it was low, but it doesn't show where it come from. And we see they turned it on as they traveled across the continent, because the P-8 really, I mean, they still can gather data. Don't think a P-8 just because it's over land isn't doing its job. And then they turned on again down here, and they wanted them to know they're flying around. There was another one there. It just disappeared. Did you see that? It just poof, gone. So, but yeah, usually the president, you can find him pretty easily. So, but there's been a lot of security concerns on this trip, from what I've been hearing. So, but right now nothing is on, and most of the military movement around is Gulfstreams and Learjets. So, worldwide, we have a lot of people coming down to this area down here. That's probably going to get a little warm. So, I was talking to a friend about that, and we see Venezuela right here. Of course, we have all these islands that we can stage on, but right up there, Puerto Rico, there's a lot of military presence at the moment. So look at flight restriction areas. Nothing. Well, wait a minute. That popped up. What's that one? National security over Fort Drum. Okay, well, that one popped up. I don't know if that's military training. And down along the coast in New York, you always have that. And if you got ball games going on, you're going to have that. We see along Baltimore, and that's probably national security at the proving ground. That's going to be for him coming in. They've already put up the NOTAM. So, and the normal one around Washington, D.C., and then down along there, that's not even showing. There it is. Okay, that's for drones. So, all right, I didn't turn the drone one off. All right, that explains that. And down off the coast of Florida, as usual, Orlando, they're doing some training around Cape Canaveral. Brevard County, there's a no-fly zone. And then, of course, we have way down in West Palm, we have all that. Well, they must be doing a lot of training here in the Gulf of America around Pensacola, because they sure do have a lot of areas secured off.
Yeah.
Elgin Air Force Base, Okaloosa County, they've got a complete no-fly zone. Down along Panama City, Tyndall Island, well, the drones, no-fly zone. So you can't fly a drone if you're on the Gulf of America. You will get in some serious trouble if you do that. Even down along Pensacola, that's not normal. Usually they don't have that up for the drones. Let's see. Where are we going here? Fires. I didn't really get a lot of chance to go over anything that was going on recently. Looks like Brooklyn had a fire 5:43 this morning. That was apparently a pretty good job. All hands working. So that's a large fire. Trying to see shooting victim. We had a shooting overnight in DC.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's still not safe. That once again, you are fake news. So let's look real quick and see here. I don't see the government holiday and the government shutdowns. There's just not a lot of reporting there. There are no balloons up. I know that's absolute bullshit.
You are a liar.
Yeah, I know that's bullshit, because I just read an article about them. They have their bases at a Key West. Chris says, I saw 3 sub hunters in the parking lot of Jimmy John's. Hey, speaking of that, I haven't had lunch yet.
Are they eating?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me close some of these, because we're over. We are over time here in a few minutes. All right. Looking at marine traffic. Well, look down here along the coast of Venezuela, and well, it's pretty wide open. So that means that wouldn't anticipate anything for the next little bit for it to go hot down there. Despite some of these, God, I've seen some of these other ones. Breaking news, flash, security, emergency, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
You see all these ships right here? If there was something come up, that would be like a NOTAM. They would be nowhere around.
Right?
You know, they would be, because you remember about a month ago we looked at this, and yeah, there wasn't anything in here. It was empty. Let's see. So we don't have time to go over this today, but we really need to spend more time on this. Officers line of duty shot Henry Franklin in Missouri, Deputy Charles Riley in Louisiana, Jeremy Cassidy in Florida. He was in Escambia County. Oh, he passed away from results of a incident from 2 years ago.
Oh.
So, trooper in Florida. We have a number of line of duty deaths this year, 72, as compared to this time, or as compared to last year, 167. So there you go. All right, we'll jump out of here with Bit Defender like we always do, if I can get it to load. As always, if you have any questions, comments, queries, or bitches, whatever, just go over to Sportcat or go to X and find me at Sportcat, and we will be more than glad to listen to you. I also have a SpeakPipe account. You can go to speakpipe.com, and you can find me there at speakpipe.com/Sportcat. Leave me a voicemail. I don't care. Tell me a joke. Tell me something. Let me know you're alive. Let me know my listeners are out there. As always, I beg you to come over and find me on the YouTubes. Search out Sportcat Show, and you'll find me there. And you can always watch and join the chat. We have a great chat. As always, I want to thank Denise. She's one of my moderators. Chris, thank you. And KG, you were in there earlier. So most of my regulars were here, and I appreciate you. Bitdefender just isn't really loading right. There we go. Well, maybe. So, as we see, America is the brunt of cyber attacks. Medical systems have been getting a lot of attacks here recently. You see, most of these are infections. There we have some coming across from where else but Asia. So, Brenda, do you got anything?
No, I'm good. It's been fun.
Yeah. Well, you're going to come do this more often with me?
Yep. I'll come Wednesday.
Okay. Well, as always, we appreciate it. You can catch me tomorrow, same time, same place. And you can also catch me if you want to go a little earlier in Tuesday. Catch me doing the Thin Line Rock Station. I spin records, tell tales. Yeah, have a little fun over there for 2 hours from 12 until 1, Tuesday and Thursdays. I'm here from 1 till 3, all East Coast times. You can find me doing the Sportcat Daily Gazette. And Wednesday night, we have a great show lined up too. 2 more authors. My agents got us hooked up with some authors. So you can catch me on that, the Sportcat Show, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. As always, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll get to be 100%. I'm about 98% now. I'll get to 100% soon. So, I got some plans. So, yeah, I got some plans for some other things. A body camera and, well, there's some other things I want to do. So we'll talk about it as we go. And hey, by the way, I dressed up for the occasion today. I put on a collared shirt and I'm wearing pants. How about that?
It's a good looking shirt.
Well, pay attention. There's going to be more.
Oh.
Everybody have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you to our friends at Radio X and Dare Talk Radio in Australia. They allowed us to go over a little bit today. Everybody have a great morning. And come check me out tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, depending on where you are.